Good morning. Today, as you've seen off the dramatic thumbnail, it's demolition day and we're going to be taking down these two raised borders. The first thing I need to do though is get out the few little plants that are in them. I've got some sorrel, some chives and a bit of chard there, and I'm just going to find another place to put them elsewhere in the allotment. So this is my beautiful sorrel. I think this is a fantastic plant to grow in your allotment if you want something slightly different. It's a perennial, so it means you haven't got to be reseeding and growing it on every year, so it comes up every year. And you can use the leaves in salad, which is mainly what I've done. The smaller leaves, the bigger leaves they're very sharp, but the nice ones are just nicely lemony. And you can make sorrel sauce for fish. I haven't tried that, but it's a famous kind of sauce, I think. Right, oh, this border's coming apart as we speak, look at that. I'm going to put these next to the rhubarb, I think. Keep the perennials together. Going up. Got three big clumps here. So as you see, I've got my rhubarb here. I'm going to leave plenty of room for that because I think there's two rhubarb plants there. They grow pretty big. And I've just got some flowers there. I'm just going to come across a bit. Put these three plants in a row. Three is probably too many. I don't know what I'll do with three sorrel plants, but either way the hens enjoy it. Next thing I need to move are these chives. These were grown all the way along there last year and I thinned them right out. They grow like wildfire. Another perennial. So I guess I'll figure out where I'm going to put them. I don't know where. I don't use a lot of chives. Oh, I can smell the smell, it's lovely. The only other thing I've got left in here is some spring onions that I sowed last year and they've just sat all winter. I'm just going to dig them up, take them home and we'll use them in a salad or whatever. Right, I've had a change of plan. I've realised I've made a mistake. I was just looking up on my phone if chives would tolerate shade and it said they would tolerate it, but it also said sorrel will tolerate shade. Well, I've put them in a full sun position there and I've got quite a lot of shade at this side of my allotment that I find difficult to use, so I'm just going to, well, Kenny is taking up the sorrel and putting it back along here, and I'll put my chives in here as well. Great use for me actually, because I struggle to find things to put in these really shady spots. Final thing I've got is a little bit of chard. I seeded this last autumn. They're just tiny, two tiny little plants, so I'm just going to put them in the same area as well. I think they'll be all right all together. Right, I'm just going to put my little chards in here. I think they were Bright Lights chards. They're pretty hardy things. I think they'll be fine there. And they do get some sun. Not that much at this time of year, however. There we go. Isn't that lovely? I'm really pleased with that. So the reason that we are demolishing these two raised beds is, well, there's a few reasons. One of them is that we feel like it takes away quite a lot of the space. We've got this great big path in the middle here, and we feel like we want to maximise our gardening area a bit more, and we think we'll be able to do that if we take these out. Just make this into one giant bed. We're going to put cardboard down, a thick layer in theory, but just depends how much card we've got, to cover this grass, and then we'll just pile the soil on top of it. We're not going to do any wood round the edge as an edge, and we're just going to try and leave it as a border with no edges and see how we'll go with that. And the other reason is, really, you hear a lot of times that a raised bed will save your back for bending over and doing the gardening, but we just haven't found that. It's a funny kind of height, and if you're kind of like that, it's the worst position for your back, so that it might as well be on the ground. But I don't think they're going to take much demolishing. As you see, it's just actually collapsing, so I might not need to use my sledgehammer, which I'm a bit disappointed about.
I think you should put the cardboard down before we...
Yes, we need to get that down now. Right, I'll get that.
I'll take this out of the way, this stuff, so we put the cardboard in.
So as I say, we've only got a limited amount of card, but we're going to put as thick a layer down as we can, which probably isn't going to be that thick. We've gotten as much of the tape off as we can, but some of it's quite tricky to get off. With a bit of luck, I don't think the grass will come through because the soil's going to be quite high. Oh, it's not working. I don't know how to do it.
Watch that bush there.
I know, got a blackcurrant bush there. Do you want to wreck it? Ooh, this is quite good. I've realised we're going to have far too much soil, so we're just going to disperse it over some of the other borders to bulk them up a bit, because some of them are a bit low. Oh, it's just totally rotten through, isn't it? I've got masses of calendula all over the allotment. It's a short-lived perennial, so they just haven't been killed off by the cold weather. But there's too many in the borders where I need to grow veg, so I'm just going to pop a couple in this trough, which is out the front of the allotment. They look nice later on in the year. But it's looking spick and span now already. I don't know what I'm going to plant in it, mind. And it took a little bit longer than expected, as these things always do, because of this edging that Kenny's put on. But we had the wood. Actually, it was from a fence that blew down, my dad's fence that blew down in all the storms. But yeah, all done. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.